It was a happy time in America. The World War had been over for several years now, and Americans were starting to enjoy life again. It was on March 9th, 1951, in the little town of Laurel, Mississippi, that Beth and Gerald were blessed with a big, bouncing baby boy, which they named Robert Malcolm Duckworth. This is his story. ALS Industries, the makers of Zappalymph, are proud to sponsor this television event, The Duckworth Years, a retrospective documentary. At ALS, we believe if you receive a transplant, you ought to keep it. That's why we spent time, money, and rabbits to produce Zappalymph, the transplant drug. And we're proud to bring you this remarkable story of one man's contribution to science without commercial interruption. We hope you can believe what you're about to see. Bassman, soulman, father, Bob to his friends and colleagues, over the years has received, preserved, and transported untold number of organs for transplant, and hummed the entire time he was doing it. But how did this legend begin? As a child, Bob was already thinking about his future and where he was heading. Torn between being a peacemaker or an engineer, the pressure of that decision caused him to turn to music as a release. The year was 1967, and America was in a time of change, socially, morally, and musically. But the hottest sound coming out of Ellisville was Purple Haze, the pride of the South Jones High School. Bob Bassman Duckworth was the steady rhythmic core of George Adcock's Golden Egg. But intellectually, the young Duckworth was unsettled, hungry for a challenge. The sciences and microbiology would prove to be the answer to that challenge. We spoke with Mrs. Gladys Ridgway, one of his science teachers at South Jones High School.
Well, he was such a quiet boy and constantly tinkering around with the laboratory mice and thumping on that dang bass of his. But I was right proud to be able to teach him the basic differences between up and down, hot and cold, and what gravity is.
Dum dum dum, brush brush, brush brush brush. That was to be the cornerstone for the foundation of his life's work as an organ preservation specialist. It was also during these years that he would meet the girl of his dreams and future wife unknowingly on a blind date. Bob and Linda were married on November 21st, 1971, and within the next 9 years they would have 3 children, Nicole, Rob, and Jeffrey.
We have a good time with what we do because we love what we do. We're committed to the reasons that we do it.
His immunological and biological expertise would be immediately recognized by the Jackson, Mississippi Transplant Program and the birth of Nicole in 1973. It was here that the organ preservation specialist career began. But by 1977, 4 years and 2 children later, Bassman and his old lady would pick up and head for the Music City, where the combination of all his talents would be realized by the Nashville Transplant Program.
Welcome to my neighborhood.
Well, Rex, there, open the gate and let 'em out and walk 'em, boy. Here come a letter number 29. What are you gonna give for the little fella? We're gonna start down to B, down to 20, down to B, down to 5, down to B, down to 5, down to B, down to 20 down. I got a $25 deal, who's gonna bid another 5, gonna make it 35, on the B, down to 30 down. Where was this boy from Arkansas? You know, listen to his mom when she told him they should go they never seem to find me, and the one I left behind me, it's the reason that I'll be Alberta bound. Alberta bound, Alberta bound. It's good to be Alberta bound. Alberta bound, Alberta bound. It's good to be Alberta bound.
I've been here since 1977. I can't visualize at this point ever doing anything else. I know that there may be some changes down the road. I like the people I work with.
He's been waiting now, actually a very short time. He was only accepted about 2 weeks ago, and we've been fortunate enough to find him. Actually, he went down this morning for one final test just to make sure everything was okay, and when the test was over, we told him.
I like what we do. I like the sense of satisfaction that we get from doing what we do, a sense of accomplishment.
That assertion makes me somewhat angry.
I like the people I work with.
As with any commodity, its value is always challenged by the one who desires it. Bob's next challenge lies with an even bigger procurement effort in the northern steel city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Donald Denny, Brian Brosnick, and now Bob Duckworth together will blaze a trail of livers, hearts, and kidneys across the continental United States. These chapters are all left to be written as Robert Duckworth, the man, the legend, rolls on.
There are times when you beat your head against the wall and you don't accomplish anything, and you think, well, it sure would be a lot easier to sell dictionaries or something door to door.